In 1587, over 100 English settlers landed on Roanoke Island, off the coast of what is now North Carolina. They were pioneers, families seeking a new life in a new world. Their governor, John White, sailed back to England for supplies, leaving behind his granddaughter, Virginia Durth, first English child, born in the Americas, and the rest of the colony. When he returned 3 years later, the settlement was gone, vanished. The houses were dismantled, the people had disappeared without a trace, and the only clue left behind was a single cryptic word carved into a post: Croatoan. This is the story of America's oldest unsolved mystery, the Lost Colony of Roanoke. The disappearance of the Roanoke colonists sparked a mystery that has endured for over 400 years. Turn in 1590 was met with an eerie silence. He found no signs of a struggle, no bodies, no graves. It was as if the entire community had simply packed up and walked away. Before he had left for England, he had instructed the colonists that if they were to move, they should carve their destination into a tree. If they were in distress, they should carve a Maltese cross above the name. He found no cross. The word Croatoan was carved into the palisade, and the letters CRO were found on a nearby tree. Croatoan was the name of a nearby island, now known as Hatteras Island, and also the name of a local Native American tribe friendly to the English. Storm prevented White from investigating Croatoan Island, forcing his fleet back to England. He would never see his family again, and the fate of the colonists became a haunting question mark in the pages of history. For centuries, historians, archaeologists, and amateur sleuths have tried to piece together what happened. The most straightforward theory is that the colonists, facing starvation and dwindling supplies, decided to move. The carving Croatoan seems to be a direct message. Perhaps they assimilated with the friendly Croatoan people on Hatteras Island. This theory is supported by later accounts. In the early 1700s, explorer John Lawson visited Hatteras Island and reported meeting Native Americans who claimed their ancestors were white people. They had gray eyes and light hair, features uncommon among the local tribes, and could even read from a book. They shared surnames that matched those of the lost colonists. This suggests a story not of a mysterious disappearance, but of survival and integration. A new life forged from necessity, where two cultures merged into one. However, other theories paint a darker picture. Did the colonists fall victim to a less friendly tribe? The Spanish, who saw the English colony as a threat to their dominance in the New World, or another potential enemy? Could a Spanish raid have wiped out the settlement? Any yet, no evidence of a battle or a massacre has ever been found. Another possibility is that the colonists attempted to sail back to England on their own. They had a small vessel, a pinnace, left with them. Perhaps they risked the treacherous Atlantic, only to be lost at sea. Or maybe they broke into smaller groups, scattering inland to find food and shelter. Their English identity slowly dissolving over generations as they blended with various native communities. Each theory is compelling, but without concrete proof. They all remain tantalizing speculation. In recent years, archaeology has opened new windows into the past. In the 1990s, the Lost Colony Center for Science and Research began excavations on Hatteras Island, the location pointed to by the Croatoan carving. They unearthed a fascinating mix of late 16th century English and Native American artifacts in the same archaeological layers. Items like a sword hilt, a writing slate, gun parts, and European pottery were found alongside native tools and pottery. This evidence strongly suggests that at least some of the colonists did live on Hatteras Island, interacting and possibly living among the Croatoan people. It was a shared space, a place of cultural exchange. More recently, another clue emerged from an unexpected source: John White's own map of the area. Using advanced imaging techniques, researchers discovered a hidden patch on the map. Underneath it was the faint outline of a fort symbol, located about 50 miles inland from Roanoke. At a site now called Site X, This suggests the colonists may have had a plan to move inland, a plan B hidden from prying Spanish eyes. Archaeological digs at Site X have uncovered more English pottery from the right time period, specifically a type known as Surrey-Hampshire border, where, while not definitive proof, it points to the possibility that a group of colonists did indeed venture inland, perhaps trying to establish a new settlement away from the coast. This suggests the story might be more complex than a single move to Croatoan Island. So what really happened to the lost colony? The evidence suggests there isn't one single answer. The colonists likely didn't just vanish and scattered. The most compelling evidence points to a significant group integrating with the Croatoan people on Hatteras Island, living out their lives in a new, blended community. Their descendants may have been the great people John Lawson met over a century later. At the same time, another smaller group may have headed inland to Site X, hoping to create a more permanent settlement, their fate still largely unknown. Other small factions could have met different ends. The mystery of the lost colony is not a story of a single event, but of many individual journeys. It was a story of survival against all odds. These weren't just names on a list. We're families, men, women, and children facing an uncertain future in a vast, unfamiliar land. They adapted, they integrated, and they survived in ways we are only now beginning to understand. The word Croatoan wasn't a clue to a disappearance, but a message of relocation and hope. The colony wasn't truly lost, it was transformed, became part of the land and its people, their DNA and culture woven into the fabric of America itself. The search for answers continues, with each new discovery adding another piece to this captivating puzzle, reminding us that history is not always written in stone, but sometimes whispered on the wind. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more historical mysteries.